say who's on the beat, cause you should know it by now. Check it. Hey yo, music's on my mind, like my 5950, I ain't lying. Check it. Yo, this ain't a fitted song, this a get with it song.
Yo, what up?
Yo.
BTV Sports, what is happening, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Yo BTV Sports, live from Bravery Studios in Garfield, New Jersey. What is going on? I'm Jason Enrique. That's Ugo boy, and we also got a special guest in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce you to my homeboy, my dog, the one and only Joel Frometa. How you doing, brother?
Man, what an introduction, man! Holy crap!
We do this. We're professionals here,
exactly, bro. Man. Yeah, and first and foremost, thank you for coming on an episode of First Class Second Place. Really appreciate that, man. So before we get into it, a little bit of backstory about your sports fandom. So who are your sports teams, and then we'll discuss get into the show after that.
Yes, sir.
That's plural sports teams.
I mean, like for me, and maybe the audience isn't aware, but for me, it's Yankees, Jets, Knicks, and Devils.
Yeah.
And then you got...
Yeah, it's Cowboys, Rockets, Yankees, smorgasbord of maybe some... Like, I got love for the Knicks, too. I like the Knicks, too. I got some love for them.
All right, so I don't feel too bad then. So
yeah.
I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Okay.
Right?
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me how that happened because I lived in Jersey my whole life. In Giants country.
That's funny because I did want to ask you that question, but we'll get into it now.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. And then I'm also a Knicks fan. I wasn't sure if I should admit that.
I
was gonna make fun of the fact that you're a Jets fan. That's like the football version.
It's like the go-to. Right?
I can't really say nothing today.
Yeah, but you know what though? I just gotta thank God for the Yankees and the Devils because at least they have given me championships.
Yes.
The Knicks and the Jets haven't given me anything for the last 37 years of my life.
Yeah. Heartbreak.
No, that's it. They've given me heartbreak. They've given me hemorrhoids.
Depression, anxiety, like the whole nine.
And apparently, I'm masochistic since I'm a Jets fan. So
well, again, I can't touch up on that yet. So.
Yeah. But So I mean, you know the pain what comes with being a Knicks fan and everything. Yeah. But you alluded to earlier. So you growing up in Giants country, essentially. How did you become a Philadelphia Eagles fan?
Yeah.
I guess I like contradiction, man. I don't know.
Okay.
Nah, I was telling him before. Like I grew up watching, like around the 2004 year, 2005. I kind of got hooked on watching Brian Westbrook play.
Okay, all right.
Star running back for the Eagles. You know, and I would see him coincidentally slice up that Giants line, and he was just like, it was crazy, you know.
Westbrook was a problem.
And it just one thing led to another. I saw how Donovan would play, you know, and then Asante Samuel and them boys, and it's just like I got hooked, man.
Yeah. Now remember that blasphemous thing that I told you about from way back in the day when I used to work at a restaurant. So there was this guy. I think his name was Vaughn. I don't know where he is now, but yeah, but savage. But I remember one day when we used to work at a restaurant, and on Sunday football days, we had to wear football jerseys. Sometimes I would go back and forth with either my Jets jersey or I had a Santonio Holmes Steelers jersey. So it was it was still Santonio Holmes, a former Jet. So I got away with it. And I wasn't getting as much hate or less, or I would actually get more tips when I didn't wear the Jets jersey. But anyway, but neither here nor there. I remember one day
you had to trade green for the green.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I remember one day he came in wearing he was a New Yorker. He came in wearing a Giants hat, but he was wearing a Eagles Michael Vick jersey at the same time. And I was
that's a lot going on.
I
don't know if I could co-sign that behavior.
I don't know anybody that can co-sign that, but he's exactly. So
he would have got canceled.
Absolutely.
This was 2012, so absolutely. But no, he said, he was from New York. He grew up a Giant fan, but Michael Vick is his dog. So
that's a poor choice of words.
Exactly. Those are his words, not mine.
That's a savage right there, Mom. I'm sorry.
Hey, yo! No, but those were his words, and I was like, "You realize what you're doing right now, right?"
He's lucky the NFL didn't find him, bro.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
10 flags on that.
Yes.
All right. Well, anyways, Joel, thank you for coming through, and
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Let's get into it. So let's start off with the JETS Jets.
Oh, we got
Jets
the drop.
win.
We got the drop. We got the drop.
Please,
Marv
please
has the
play
Jets
that.
drop.
Please play that, Marv.
There you go.
You guys got that.
Yes.
Let him, it's his. He doesn't get to do this this often. So
honestly,
let him have it.
This is so sad that some fans out there, some Jet fans, have actually considered this our Super Bowl because we had never beaten the Eagles in our history. We were 0-12, and now we're 1-12. So, yeah, exactly. Lucky number 13, as the great Joe Beningo would say. Yeah. But yeah, no, let's get into the game. So, I was just like the rest of the world. I did not see this win coming. I thought that history was going to repeat itself. I've said it many times on the show that I've seen this movie before. I feel like I'm watching a Tarantino movie because I know how it ends. And I was just one like. You even saw this on Twitter. As soon as I found out that Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed were both going to be out, and then Justin Hardy, the best special teams player, the captain on the special teams, is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, I immediately retweeted and I was like, just bet the Eagles on this point spread because at this point I might as well make money if I'm going to suffer a loss like this. And also, who's our quarterback? Zach Wilson against Jalen Hurts. Okay, that's
the great Zach Wilson.
That's like apples and wrenches right there. You know, apples and wrenches. That's the only comparison that I could think of when it comes to Jalen Hurts and Zach Wilson. One is at least got to a Super Bowl. One is never going to see a Super Bowl unless he goes in with a cougar in the box. Anyway, so
that's a savage. That's a savage. This guy woke up and showed violence this morning. Golly.
Violent like an Eagle fan, you know.
This guy woke up like Eminem on 8 Mile.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Cranbrook.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can't drop F-bombs here. I'm sorry.
F. Brigham Young.
Yes, F. Brigham Young. Yeah. Foul. All right. But anyway, getting into the game, I did not see that win coming. I thought that you guys had this in the bag. I thought you were going to be the only undefeated team in the NFL at this point because I actually did believe that Cleveland was going to beat the 49ers because I think that the defense of the Browns is just underrated, and I don't think that the 49ers, I think they were maybe asleep at the wheel or something like that. So, and then Brock Purdy, we have some questions about him now.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into
after
them.
a loss like that.
I got a lot of nuggets that I was able to uncover, about that game. That I can't wait to talk about.
But I got to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff and specifically Robert Saleh because you're without Aaron Rodgers. You have no Sauce Gardner. You have no DJ Reed. You got Joe Timmon who actually got injured. You got AVT out for the year with a torn Achilles. And you have the Eagles that are one of the undefeated teams at the time going into this game, and also given the history that they have never beaten the Eagles in the regular season ever in their history. So I figured that this is just going to be a repeat. I've seen this movie before, this, that, and the third, and then what a shocker. What a shock. I was not surprised. Now, I was very happy. Obviously, I'm very happy. A win is a win. Yeah. But this defense is crazy, man. I mean, they made Josh Allen look pedestrian in week 1. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes probably had the worst game of his career against the Jets with his defense, and now Jalen Hurts, who I really like, and I think he's one of the most talented quarterbacks out there. Like, I don't think he gets enough love, honestly. But 3 interceptions. I mean, they went after him. Jermaine Johnson and Bryce Huff, they were after him all day, and he had no time to throw the ball. And they were able to get a little bit of runs, but it was just, and also it was just a roller coaster because it was an up and down game, and it looked like the Eagles were going to roll down there. They're up 14, whatever, and then they don't even score a single point in the second half. True. So I got to give credit to the coaching staff for getting this team prepared and making the necessary adjustments at halftime.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you know what people tend to kind of underestimate is that heart kind of supersedes talent sometimes.
I believe that.
And that defense just played with heart.
Tell that to the MLB.
Yeah, No, but seriously, and not to start the back and forth now, but Cowboys, right? Cowboys always has talent, but they just sometimes don't have the heart. That's not a shot.
We're not in this conversation here. It's catching strays.
He's like, I'm just sipping my water. But honestly, I think what had happened was Eagles were kind of looking ahead and past their opponent. And everybody was highlighting Week 13 against San Francisco, and San Francisco being the other undefeated team. And it's no coincidence that San Francisco also lost, which is the only reason why I'm not having kind of a heart attack right now, because it means we're still tied for that top spot.
True.
Yeah. But I definitely think it was one of those things where I'm not taking anything away from the Jets. Honestly, I'm one of the people who slept on Zach Wilson, who didn't. But seeing how the kid is not playing with a chip on his shoulder, honestly, I'm impressed, man. Honestly, I think he's really.
Well, I'm not as bullish on Zach Wilson as you are. I feel like he didn't play a great game. I mean, he did get sacked 5 times, and that offensive line continues to be a sieve. I mean, they're just having injury after injuries.
Yeah.
So, but you got to give credit that he didn't turn the ball over. I mean, there was that one moment where he could have had an interception where I forget who it was, where he had to basically contort his body like Super Odell Beckham Jr. in order to catch that interception, and luckily it didn't happen. But other than that, it was pretty much mistake-free, and I think he's actually starting to see a little bit more of the field better than he ever has. I think that now this offensive coaching staff is doing a little bit of a better job of making him see the field better, and I also believe that the presence of Aaron Rodgers was actually something that lit up a fire under the team's butt, because his presence alone, I mean, you could tell that these guys love Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So he's a pure leader, and I think that if a couple of things had gone their way in the Kansas City game, they could have won the game also. They kept it close. It was just a 3-point game. Yeah. And again, obviously Aaron Rodgers is not playing because of the Achilles injury, but I think his presence really sets the tone for the rest of the team. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to catch the end of the third quarter, the entire fourth quarter. I was working a Wizard game in Highland, New Jersey. Shout out to DP, the GOAT, Harlem Wizards. And I was expecting you guys to pull it out. You guys have been pulling out games all year long in the fourth quarter with the run game. Swift, if he stays healthy, that's been his problem his whole career. Never been a question about the talent. That guy can ball. He was balling at Georgia. So but he's been running the rock for you guys. Gainwell too. He's healthy. Your offensive line is your offensive line.
And how good is Fletcher Cox? I mean, he's been with you guys for a long time, and he's still great.
That combination of him and Jalen Carter inside has been giving a lot of teams problems.
Nobody
especially
even talks about Jordan Davis.
And Jordan Davis as well. Yeah. I mean, so
he had 2 sacks on Zach.
Yeah. I mean, again, your defensive line is still a strength of you guys, even with the departure of Hargrave. So going into the fourth, again, I figured they would pull it out. There was a couple third downs there, and I'm waiting for you guys to just really salt it away on that last drive. Yeah. When Hurts threw the interception, like he threw it like dude ran the route. I was like, bro, what are you looking at? Then they showed a replay from the vantage point. It's zone coverage. It's zone coverage. He threw it like it was man coverage. And I kind of want to call this segment Keep That Same Energy. All right? Because Dak Prescott threw 15 interceptions last year. I know everybody in the world knows that, right? Because that's all they've been talking about in the offseason.
Yeah. Stephen A. Smith has been.
Shout out to Stephen A. Smith and Shady Clown McCoy. The circus man.
That's your former guy, too.
That's family right there, bro.
And Dan Orlovsky.
I still got his jersey.
The clowns have been in full force this year. But, if I'm not mistaken, I wasn't really great at math, but I think 7 is more than 4.
Yeah.
All right with that? Well, your boy got 7 picks.
Well, 1 is more than 0 too. We got a championship.
Yeah, true, but we're just focused.
My bad, bro.
Come on, no strays. We just stay here.
Drop the bomb right now.
No strays.
My bad, bro. We knew this would happen, And I know you were grinning when you saw that loss, man.
No. I figured. No, I wasn't grinning. I was jumping for joy. I called Mongo. I texted this guy immediately. By the way, thank you again. Appreciate that.
Of course,
but what I'm saying is, your boy Jalen, I want to ask this question since you're here.
Okay.
He's been giving out interceptions like he's handing out cheesesteaks to the homeless. Yeah. Like 7 picks, bro? 7? Yeah. That's is he not seeing the field? Or is it a situation where his shortcomings are being put on display because at Bama, when there was no run game, he struggled. At OU, when there was no run game, he struggled. Early on in Philly, before Sirianni got the offense rolling and you guys started to get more playmakers around him, no run game, he struggled. Why is he throwing so many picks this year?
Honestly, I think that it's a matter of him looking to force feed. So, I didn't really see, and this coming from a fantasy owner,
keep it in stack. I appreciate that.
No, the first 3 or 4 weeks, Devontae Smith couldn't miss. You know, like he was all over that field. And Devontae Smith is just pure talent. Like he's just fast, and he's able to like, you know, for somebody who's so undersized, or people say he's undersized, he's able to get to the ball better than other people his size.
He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
Exactly.
I like the hate toward him. Yeah. I don't understand. Dude can run routes. Dude's an efficient wide receiver.
And AJ Brown is a beast.
Elite.
Man.
One of my favorite receivers. Yeah. Even before he got to y'all, like dude is a monster.
Nah, and he was a steal.
Monster.
Like how we got him is crazy.
Don't worry, the GM for the Titans got fired.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So can I get Ric Flair room for that? Like he got fired. He lost his job. So no, you can continue.
No, but I was gonna say that kind of goes into my next point is that we're kind of in that. Well, I don't know if it's just started now, but like now if you have a star wide receiver who's just not happy, or a star in any sport and team, what's the first thing to do is to make that
request a trade.
Right. I mean, look, happy.
Right. I mean, look at Elijah Moore last year.
Yeah.
So the same thing I feel happened with AJ Brown. You know, like he wasn't getting the rock for that one game. I forget what game it was. I think might have been week 4. And after that, it's just, you know, every game he's got like over 120 yards, you know? So he's looking like, I feel like he's looking to be force fed. On that last drive, one of the passes were to AJ Brown, and it was like a 2-yard pass, and we needed 10 yards to get the first down.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
So it was like, I feel like Jalen trying to keep his people happy. I think he's not playing his own game, you know? He is a really good runner, but, you know, I can't. There's pressure, man, you know? And like I said before, sometimes when you're an undefeated team, that brings a whole different level of pressure. And sometimes when you lose that pressure, I feel like now you can kind of like come down to earth and play what you're used to.
True.
You know? So, yeah, no, I completely agree with Dak about the whole Dak point. Like, they do really come at Dak, you know, and they really but the thing is, like I said before, the talent on that team, you know, it's like, you know, these guys are like, you know, you guys, what was it, the Little Giants when they had, you know, they would get all the big kids, the Little Giants would get all the, you know, the kids that wouldn't get picked.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, so like the expectations on somebody like the Cowboys, it's the same thing as they would have for like the Yankees. Like they got money, man. You know, and they got the branding and stuff. So Dak, unfortunately, is just on a bigger stage, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I alluded to you know, a couple episodes ago that he's basically this era's Phillip Rivers. You know, he's
that was the perfect analogy.
Yeah, because he hasn't been able to win the big game. He's very elite in the regular season, and
he's got the numbers.
Yeah,
the numbers are there.
It's just the fact that people, when they see Dak Prescott, they don't even think of the player, the quarterback. They think of that big star that automatically draws.
And Jerry Jones.
And Jerry
so
Jones.
Forth and so on. So,
yeah, exactly. It's like with the Yankees. Like people automatically hate the Yankees when they see the logo, or you mentioned Brian Cashman.
Right.
No, I get it.
No, it's gonna be important for moving forward. I mean, Lane Johnson got nicked up in that game too, and when Lane Johnson's not in that lineup, you guys like I looked at the pressures from when he went out. From when he went out to the end of the game. Jalen was running for his life, like especially in that fourth quarter. Now, mind you, your pass rush is amazing, and you guys have done a really good job. Your defense continues to be the driving force of your team, and rightfully so for your quarterback situation.
Yes, we need to pay Bryce Huff. I mean, he's been showing out. He's been balling. He's been making, you know, Jalen Hurts and Jermaine Johnson. Oh my God, Jermaine Johnson. He's been stepping it up this past season.
True.
And but I actually wanted to ask you something. So obviously, you know, the Eagles are one of the best teams in the league right now.
Absolutely.
They're at 5-1, but I gotta be honest. In Week 1, when they were playing the Patriots, even though they won that game, and the Patriots are terrible this season. I mean, they're just a joke. But it kind of seemed like it was like a roller coaster. I mean, you guys are clearly better than the Patriots, but they were kind of giving you fits early on in the beginning, and then afterwards there was a couple of close calls that I feel like last year you guys would have been a lot more dominant. Like you would put a beating on teams like you did to the Giants in the playoffs. But I'm starting to sense like there's something a little bit missing. I don't know. It's the fact that both your offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators have got head coaching jobs elsewhere, and now they got to start over from scratch. Are you feeling the same thing as me? Like, have you noticed that they're kind of missing a step? Maybe it's a Super Bowl hangover. Like, do you feel like even though they're still a good team, they just don't have that spark that they had last year?
I don't think it's that they don't have that spark. For some reason, I've actually felt this before this season. I just feel like the Eagles either play up or play down to their competition.
I see.
You know, so we can play somebody like the Patriots, and then it can be a close game like it was, or we can play Kansas City, and then it'll be Super Bowl part 2. I think it's just a thing where they let up when they're not supposed to. Like they allow. I noticed they allowed a lot of points during garbage time.
Right, and a perfect example is when you guys beat the Commanders, but but basically you guys had to like go into go mode when you guys took your foot off the gas. I mean, you guys gave him enough time, and if it wasn't for Ron Rivera and his questionable coaching, chances are you guys would have lost that game.
Yeah. Which is crazy because last year they beat us week 8 and took our undefeated streak.
Yeah, they play you guys tough. They play us tough.
It's division games.
It's a divisional game. Like I wouldn't take that too much to heart. I mean, the Washington gets up to play you guys. They get up to play us. They don't really get up to play the Giants. They always lose the Giants, which is weird.
Yeah, the Giants make it look easy.
But they get up to play, especially the two of us. So that like don't feel like you guys are like playing down or taking a step back when you guys play them.
No, well, the thing is, it's an overall thing. Because honestly, even with this past game with the Jets, I actually feel like I learned a lot more from Jalen Hurts, because a lot of these games he had to like go into like game management mode, like single-handedly. And there was a lot of times that we lost the lead, and he just wouldn't like break his cool, and he'd be able to go back in there. He'd be able to manage the game properly. He'd do it with his legs, he'd do it whatever, and he would just get it done. So I think that shows more. And like a lot of people say, like, we're doing this now when we don't have it together. Like, imagine when it does start to click. And about Lane Johnson, it does suck. Yeah. But unfortunately, this is something that just happens every year with Lane Johnson. But when he comes back, I feel like it's just that was the last missing piece that we needed, and then it just hopefully it all gels together.
True.
I agree. Yeah. So we just completed week 6.
Yeah, well, we'll complete week 6 when Dallas plays.
That's right, and they're playing.
Yeah, I'm not looking at my phone. I've got it DVR'd. I'm not looking at any scores. Like if I get any calls, I'm sending them do not disturb. Like I'll watch when I get to the crib. For pretty much week 6 is in the books.
So week 6 is in the books. The Jets are going to be on a bye now, which I feel like is much needed because I feel like we're 3-3. A lot of people thought that we were going to be 4-2 or 3-3 with Aaron Rodgers, and due to the fact that he's not here, he's not on the field, we were actually able to pull it out. So I think we saved our season with this win. And excuse me. So we're going to the bye. And then afterwards, we have the Giants next week. Yeah. And I got to be honest with you, I'm a little nervous because, again, I feel like I've seen this movie too many times. And I feel like, like sometimes there's games where the Jets play where we feel like we shouldn't lose and we end up losing to like these horrible teams. Like I'm still baffled on how we lost to the Patriots, because the Patriots are one of the worst teams in the league right now, and I can't believe that we lost to them. But
how, Sway?
Exactly. You ain't got the answer, Sway. But I mean. As far as like the Giants are concerned, though, like we know that they're a terrible team, and they actually kept it pretty close yesterday with Buffalo. I actually thought that there was a chance that they might win.
I thought they were gonna pull it out.
I think they were gonna pull it out. I think they made the adjustments as far as like coaching is concerned. But I have one thing that I want to ask you guys. So I was listening to sports radio earlier this morning, and it seems like not only were people not. They weren't surprised that the Giants lost this game, but one of the things that was a topic of concern is the fact that Brian Daboll, who I think is a fantastic coach, but it seems like he's getting a little bit out of hand with throwing his players under the bus and yelling at them on national TV and everything.
I was about to say, why did you think he was a good coach?
Well, the thing is, I think he's a brilliant offensive mind. Okay. I think he was able to develop. Josh Allen really well, and he's had a pedigree with Alabama and the Patriots and so on and so forth. I actually do believe that the Giants would be a much better team if Daniel Jones wasn't their quarterback. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I like him as the quarterback.
Let me say it this way. I would take Daniel Jones over Zach Wilson, but that's not saying much.
That's not.
No, man, you can't do that. Zach Wilson. What did we just talk about? Having heart, right? Yeah. Zach Wilson was a top pick for a reason. Right? What did he go off?
He went second overall after Trevor Lawrence.
But the thing is, when he plays, he doesn't play with any heart, man. That's the difference, I think. Like, he saw what happened after Aaron Rodgers went down. He probably saw that the whole world was like, yo, this guy's not going to do anything for us. And he stepped up to another gear. I think with heart, Zach Wilson's a whole different quarterback, man.
Hey, yo, Marv, you got them trashes lined up, bro? Please, give me 10 of them joints, man. Hey, yo, Daniel Jones is trash, bro. We've had this conversation. We try to tell your boy Dez.
We have 2 whack Joneses.
Yeah. Daniel and Mac. Go ahead.
Yeah, whack 100.
Whack 100. Yo, you kill me with give me a savage for that. You kill me with that every time. Savage. Nah. Yo, we tried to tell Dez. Yo, Dez, where you at? Where's my Dez? We tried to tell you. We tried to tell you, bro. Give me 5 more trashes. Yo, this dude trash, man. Yo, he's not good at quarterback.
But QB run all day.
But you know what though? We still got to call out Dez. I mean, I wish he was here to defend himself.
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
He'll get some smoke when he comes back too.
But just to fill you in and the rest of the audience that weren't aware, when Dez was on the show, he asked him straight out. Like, first of all, Dez asked him, "Is Dak the guy? Does he believe he's the guy?" He said flat out, "Yes." When he would, switch that question back to him, Des just kind of went talking about it all really depends on the coaching. Like, I don't know about the OC, the quarterback's coach. Like, it's a yes or no question, bro. Why are you dancing around the question?
Nah, do
you think Daniel Jones is the guy?
Yes or no? He answered it like, if your girl cheated on you and your boy asked you, like, yo, would you take her back? You see, man, relationships are complicated.
Savage.
Man, you ain't got the answer. Savage.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's Giant fans that listen, they signed the wrong guy. We've said it God knows how many times on this show.
Not Danny Dimes, Danny Pennies.
No,
matter of fact, at this point, it might as well be Canadian quarter.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even U.S. currency. It's Sacagawea money. If we take it back to The Simpsons and Mo Sizlak. So the Buffalo Bills the Giants actually had a chance yesterday with Tyrod Taylor.
I was actually, as a sports fan, I was actually rooting for them to pull it out. I mean, because if they win or not, they're not going.
It'd been a great story. It'd been a great story.
Well, I was definitely rooting for the Giants because if Buffalo lost, then the Jets would.
But that helps you guys.
Yeah, the Jets would have been the second in the division.
True. But not Daniel Jones is not it, bro. I don't know how many other ways I gotta say it, bro. Like how many? Like, I asked this question when I filled in on the Under Review podcast. Shout out to Danash and shout out to the Investment Brothers. I asked the question about 10 times when I filled in. How many points do you think the Giants are actually gonna score in this game? Because I was still under the impression that Daniel Pennies was gonna be playing, and when I saw Tyrod was in, I was like, they might got a shot because Tyrod's not gonna just throw the ball to the other team. He's gonna run off. He's going to be efficient. He's going to run. He's a little bit more mobile than Daniel Jones, and Dable's going to dial back the offense and play a little bit more, more less aggressive, but Taylor's going to take his shots. With Daniel Jones, the Giants would have lost by 2 scores yesterday. Yeah. Easily. You can't convince me otherwise because he's not the guy.
But not only is he not the guy, but that offensive line is just a sieve. I mean,
oh my God! Give me 10 more trashes. Give me 10 more trashes. Evan Neal gets a trash. The center gets a trash.
You get a trash.
Both guards get trash.
Everybody get a trash.
I don't know who their offensive line coach is. Forget the coordinator. The offensive line coach, he gets a trash too. I don't know what they doing down there.
They don't even have receivers, man.
No, they don't. They thought Darren Waller was Kelsey 2.0. Like that. So, and
he is a beast, bro. But like, one person can't do it.
Nah,
because you know what it is. They also kind of figured that Saquon was going to be like the next coming of Christian McCaffrey.
No, you can't disrespect Saquon. Saquon really is that dude.
No. I'm not disrespecting Saquon.
Wait. So
I'm not disrespecting Saquon.
Yes, he is. He's Penn State alum, just like myself. That's family.
Yeah.
The issue with Saquon, we've mentioned it. He can't stay healthy. And the second he goes down, which he did yet again this year, luckily he came back yesterday. The second he goes down, Daniel Pennies, give me another trash. He really surfaces. Cause dude look at the numbers. Man's is night and day when Barkley's not in the lineup.
Yeah.
Like there's no other way to put it. The second he turns an ankle or a hamstring, it's tough to watch.
But let me give you the opportunity to defend yourself as far as Daniel Jones, because apparently you do like him.
I don't like him.
Okay.
I mean, I like him.
No, but you want to defend him in some aspect.
No, I mean, I want him to stay as the Giants quarterback. The Eagles,
okay.
No, I don't like. No, I'm with you guys. Like, every play is the same play. I don't even know how. Like, it's it's no wonder that they haven't scored an offensive touchdown in so long.
Which is crazy.
You know?
In the NFL now?
Yeah, they said it was like 200 plus minutes, like game minutes, that they haven't scored a single offensive touchdown. That's insane, you know? Like yesterday it was what, 9-14?
Something wild like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. So like the thing is when you play a quarterback that their number one thing is a QB run, you know, that didn't even work for Cam Newton, and he was a beast, man.
Yeah,
you know, like he was a freak of nature. So when I see Daniel Jones, I'm like, who would fall for that? You know, who would fall? And then
David Gettleman, who
apparently,
fell in love with dude off of a workout.
Apparently, no, but
At the Senior Bowl.
The Senior Bowl.
Senior Bowl.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's funny because somebody said that he looks like Jim Carrey put on like.
I sent you that meme.
I can't unsee it now, bro, because like now I look at him. And I'm
No, the craziest one I saw on draft day was they said Daniel Jones looks like he's playing Eli Manning in a teen like adaptation or a straight to TV adaptation of the Giants story. I was like, yo, that's a savage. That's savage right there. Golly.
Savage.
So yeah, but nah, the Giants. Listen, man, they're taking a quarterback.
It's rough.
They're taking a quarterback.
I got you.
We'll make that the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can't unsee it now, man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a thumbnail this week. For sure.
Oh, Lord Jesus is a fire.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody, bro. He's not good.
No, he's
just
not
good.
But there's nothing good going for that team, man. They're gonna have to go through a rebuild, and it's gonna be just. I feel bad for Giants fans.
I hope Dable survive. Actually, no. As a Dallas fan, I hope he doesn't survive. Like I hope he goes. I hope he goes to you guys at some point as an OC. That'd be great. He gets fired, and then he comes to the Jets as an OC.
I mean, listen. I know it sounds a little questionable right now, but I did mention earlier that before we hired Robert Saleh, and I am happy with Saleh. I do like him as a head coach. I don't think he's a lead, but I think he's a good head coach. Probably the best head coach that we had since Rex Ryan. So, but the thing is that before he got hired, I actually wanted the Jets to hire Ryan Dable as a head coach because we needed an offensive coach. Because that's the way that the game is going on right now, especially if we're going to draft a quarterback and develop him. Yeah. It takes it away from Josh Allen because I don't think Josh Allen has been the same quarterback. He's still good, but I don't think he has been the same since Brian Dable with his play calling and his development.
Agreed.
And, he also has history with the Patriots. I mean, he knows Bill Belichick's tricks and this, that, and the third. And I think it would have definitely been would have benefited us. But like I said, I'm still happy with Robert Saleh. I still have my questions about him. I don't think he's going to get fired anytime soon, especially if Aaron Rodgers wants to keep him around. Yeah. But I have to give him his credit, especially with this last game against the Eagles, because like that is a typical game where not only does history repeat itself where they could lose to the Eagles like they always have, but you would always expect something bad to go. Like I remember, like we talked about this before, like when Sam Darnold with the ghost game, or Mark Sanchez with the butt fumble, or any kind of thing that people just luckily it wasn't that much of a bad beating against Kansas City, because if it was a throttling, it would have been like the Swifty game or something like that, like there's just these narratives that always plague the Jets when it comes to an embarrassing loss. So I'm just glad that didn't happen. And
the Swifty game, I can't unhear that or unsee that now.
But I will say this though. I personally have never had a problem with Eagles fans. I know that they get such a bad rap, and I can understand why, because I've seen how crazy they can get. But I personally never had a problem with Eagles fans, and I actually do like the city of Philadelphia. I don't even have a problem with the Cowboys. I mean, I'm actually like, it's funny because people think that because I'm from this area that I should have some kind of love or whatever for the Giants at least. But no, I mean, if anything, they're my least favorite team in the NFC East, because the Giants fans are actually very insufferable. Because you know what, Eagle fans are tough. Yeah, they have a reputation. But it's just something about Giants fans that they have this toxic sense of superiority because they won 4 Super Bowls and the rest of their history has been trash.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Giants fans, I just feel like it's like most of the time, every time I talk to a Giants fan, it's like, I'm a fan. Why? Oh, because it's in the area, So it's like the majority that I've met are like bandwagon fans. So like they're just a fan just because it's just.
I bet you there's some that think that Eli's still the quarterback.
Yeah. No, you can't tell Giant to this day. Like Deontay Wilder and everything. To this day. You can't tell Giant fans nothing, bro. They're like, yo, Eli got us 2 Super Bowls.
Exactly.
All right, so that last Super Bowl, you guys remember what year that was? 2011. 2011. All right, that was 12 years ago. All right, that's over a decade. They're still on that. It's like, and then they'll hit you. This is my favorite. They'll hit me when they find I'm a Dallas fan. Well, I remember my Super Bowls. Do you remember yours? I remember the rebuild you guys are in right now. I remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Give me the savage for that.
So it's like they are
savage.
It's like Giant fans. They hold themselves in a regard like Patriot fans or like Steeler fans, like Cowboy fans, the ones that or 49er fans that have this multiple lineage of Super Bowls. They put themselves in that regard just because they hit 4 with Eli, and I get it. That's cool. And my thing, we talked about it before the season started. The national media, the clown networks, the clown shows, the clown hot take guys
which we would
and
get
girls,
to in a minute,
which we'll get to. They hyped the Giants up something vicious this year. They're like, yo, Daniel Jones put on 15 extra pounds of muscle, so you know what I mean. He's about, you know what I mean. And Darren Waller, future Hall of Famer. I don't know. He got a gold jacket somehow in Vegas, and Slayton and Hyatt and Dable's about to take the. They just won a playoff game.
Thibodeau was the next calling of Lawrence Taylor.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We called this. The fact that they're 1-5 is really not surprising at all. So, and if Tyrod Taylor stays as a quarterback, they're gonna eke out and win some of those games because I have no faith. I've seen enough. I'm like Joe Namath with how he felt about Zach Wilson. I've seen enough. Yeah. I've seen enough of Daniel Jones. I know what he is.
I couldn't care much about the team struggling.
That's a nice impression. But yeah, I've seen enough. I know what Daniel Penny's is. I know what he is and what he's not. And
he's a runner.
Yeah.
As the kids say, he ain't him.
Yeah. He is not him. He ain't him.
No. But
it's the same person.
Yeah. So I haven't looked on right now, but who you guys have the 49ers next, correct? No, who do you have next?
We have the Dolphins.
You have the Dolphins.
Yeah, we have the Dolphins. We have the 49ers week 13.
That's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a very Is
it in Philly?
I think it's a Philly. Yeah.
Oh.
But, I mean, right now it wouldn't even matter because it's not even cold enough to impact.
True.
Right.
Yeah. But all that speed is scary. I was actually going back and forth with a Dolphins fan today, and they're just banking on those speedy receivers, man. I'm like, yo, the defense. Honestly, I'm not scared of that defense. I mean,
their defense isn't their call.
No. Because even though the Dolphins have been winning and they've been putting up scores, they've also been allowing a lot of points too.
Yes. Have you seen who they played though? They beat.
Yes.
I think it was.
They beat the Giants.
They beat the Giants.
That's saying a lot.
Carolina.
Right? Yeah. And they were losing to Carolina earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
I think they played the Patriots.
The only serious team that they played was the Bills, and they lost that game.
Yeah.
So, and that was right after they put the 70 up over on the Broncos. So, they haven't really been battle tested, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there's holes in their game, man. Honestly,
I feel like. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I actually feel like I've seen this movie before. I feel like they always go off to a great start, but then injuries are going to come along.
You're a Jets fan. You've seen all the horror flicks, man.
I know. Yeah. It's been a marathon over there, bro.
A House of a Thousand Corpses. I've seen.
Turner classic movies over there, bro.
It's Friday the 13th, and guess who's playing Jason? Anyway, but no, I've seen what happens to the Dolphins. I mean, they get. There's so many Dolphin fans that I know that they go on a 3-game win streak the first 3 weeks of the season, and they're like, we going to the ship. But I'm like, just wait. You got to deal with injuries. You got to deal with tougher schedules. You got to deal with the division because it's still tough. Yeah. And also, like, you guys I don't get it. They can't fare in cold weather at all. They're so used to that Miami Heat down there that once it starts, turning the thermostat down a little bit, their speed kind of, dampers.
Well, that's what happens when you train in the heat for so long. You start cramping and stuff like that. Like,
right.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't like. The Eagles used to bank on speed too, and it just didn't work out for us. They called us the Legion of Zoom or whatever, and it just didn't work. It didn't work, man. You can't just bank on that. It's just not all offense.
What I will say is your pass rush better get home, because if I could separate the two units, I'll throw linebackers in with the secondary.
Yeah.
Your front seven and your front five or whatever, as well as the back end. your front end is the strength. That's where your draft picks are. That's where your capital is. That's where your investments are. Definitely up front. The back end, I thought you guys losing C.J. Gardner-Johnson was big, a lot bigger than a lot of people thought.
Oh, yes.
You guys lost T.J. Edwards, Kaiser White. Like, losing those guys in the secondary, you guys are still figuring that out back there.
Yeah.
If you don't get home on Tua, Waddle's going to go off. Tyreek is going to be thrown with that peace sign a bunch of times. Like, when you don't get pressure on the current construction of the Dolphins, it's problems in the back end. Yeah. So that would be my advisory to you guys. I'm going to give myself the same advisory because we play them in Miami later this year. Not looking forward to that because if you let Tua cook back there, he will cook you to shreds. And again, in a running game as well, stopping the run. Because A-Chain, I think he's hurt now, but Mostert looks like he did back in San Francisco. Yeah, they're running the rock, so they're explosive. But when you get to Tua, and that's what Buffalo did. Buffalo beat Tua up in that game, and they weren't allowed to really be finessed like that. Yeah. If y'all don't get pressure on Tua, it's gonna be problems.
But we have a secret weapon though. I believe Reddick is like our version of Von Miller.
Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, he's having a great year.
Exactly.
He had a good year last year.
Yeah.
And
he had 2 sacks on Zach last night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he also had those sacks that ended the game against I forgot who we played against.
You mean the Rams?
No, against the Rams.
Against the Rams, he had a monster game. So did Jalen Carter.
Exactly.
Again, your front is your front's the strength, man.
Honestly, the good thing about losing to the Jets, I think it was a humbling experience for them. I mean, I'm still going to ever have. I'm like, I think they're going to be able to come back from that and they'll be able to play harder. I do agree with the secondary. The secondary has always been an issue for the Eagles. Apparently, like we couldn't get a good starting corner since Asante Samuel, honestly. Yeah. For like the longest until we got Slay and then we got Bradbury.
And Slay's nicked up. I think he didn't finish that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, yeah. It's just it's pretty bad, man. And whatever second strings we have, they're trying to figure it out. It's just, I mean, I have the same concerns, man. Especially down the middle, for some reason, we just can't cover any slot receivers.
Oh yeah, like linebacker's a big need for you guys. Like I know Dean, Nakobe Dean was supposed to be that guy. Yeah, you know what I mean, one of the many Georgia Bulldogs you guys got. Yeah. But I think that is going to be a priority for you guys in the offseason and the draft. Like the linebacker play, Cunningham is okay. Yeah. He's all right. Yeah. But you guys miss Edwards and White. You really do. White's a really underrated player. He gave us problems even in Arizona. Yeah. He picked off Dak. I remember that. So yeah.
But when you look at it though, isn't it crazy that we lost all that and we still 5-1? Like that's what I keep telling people. Like we lost.
You're still finding ways to win. You're still finding ways.
Bill Parcells says you are what your record says you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm very, as an Eagles fan, like I'm very hopeful that we'll figure it out because even because what Howie Roseman's been able to do in the draft is insane.
He's a hero.
He's good at his job.
And the thing is, like, I for one, this past...
I'll take him over Brian Cashman.
I'll take him over Jerry Jones. Not Will McClay, but Jerry Jones for sure. And Stephen Jones.
Okay, careful, because Jerry Jones is the one that's keeping Dak with a job, man.
Not really.
He is, though.
We catch strays. We see we catch strays.
I'm just saying he is.
We catch strays.
He is. But
this is what I'm expecting.
You gotta bring him back for it's Dallas week for you guys. You gotta bring him back for Dallas week. So
I'm gonna wear that George Kittle shirt.
Oh wow.
Wear that George Kittle shirt.
Savage. Savage.
I'll wear Mahomes.
George Kittle's a savage, man.
Well, I'll wear a Mahomes jersey for the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, that still hurts, man. That still hurts, bro.
It's all good.
I actually went to Xfinity Live to watch the Super Bowl.
Oh no! Wow. You saw it in 4K?
I saw it in 4K on the Jumbotron, man.
Sorry for that, bro.
Yo, it was such a party the whole time. Like there was people like dancing in the rain, bro. Pauly D was DJing. It was fire, man.
Cavs hit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then when that last holding call was made,
on Bradbury,
and we knew where it was going, and that clock was just going down. Not only was my phone blowing up from I blocked so many people that day.
Hey, yo, give me like 4 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. Just break the button. Just break it. Just break it. Go ahead, Mark.
What's that wrestler? What's that wrestler that you always do? Yeah.
Oh, we got LA Knight queued up.
Oh, no.
That's a yeah.
It was.
Are you a wrestling fan?
Yeah, I'm a wrestling
Okay.
fan. I'm a wrestling fan. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
It was rough, man. It was rough. Walking back to my car from that experience, bro. There was people like yelling at the time. Yeah, the thing is, bro. Like Philadelphia,
Welcome to the life of a Jets fan in a regular season loss.
No, but the thing is, like, the thing is, Philadelphia Eagles fans, like, they're very passionate. To like, that's all like that there is out there. You know,
true.
Like there were people screaming at the top of lungs, like they just lost a family member. Like it was very painful to watch.
But you know what? Philly's just a great sports town all around. I mean, you know, the Philadelphia Phillies. You got the Eagles. You got the 76ers.
You got the Flyers.
The
They love you guys love their Flyers. They love the Flyers.
I hate the Flyers. I'm a Devils fan, so yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. Breaking news: Colts QB could miss season. Anthony Richardson probably going under shoulder surgery, reported by Adam Schefter.
Ooh, that's a big blow, man.
Yeah. Well, former Eagle Gardner Minshew.
The mustache is back.
Yeah. I mean, he played 2 games for us.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes I debate who is the type of backup quarterback that you would want on your team. Would it be Gardner Minshew or would it be Tyrod Taylor? Because I think at the end of the day, they're just pure essential backup quarterbacks. They're never going to be starters. They're never going to be elite, but they're the kind of perfect backups that you would want. I mean, I'll take either one of them over Trevor Siemian right now any day.
Trevor had that one good year, right?
He had a couple good games with Denver. I wouldn't say he had a good year, but he put up some numbers at the beginning until like he showed that.
But come on, who else did Denver have that year? They had Paxton Lynch. Come on.
Yeah, a guy Jerry Jones wanted to draft so bad, so bad. In the alternate universe, he was our quarterback, and we tanked for like 2 or something.
Well, aren't you glad you're in this universe?
Yeah, very much so. All right, so we were gonna get on a 49ers game. You know, 'cause we got a little bit of time.
Yeah. We got to get to our clown of the week in a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And I hope you have one prepared, Joel.
I do.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, so the 49ers.
Yeah, so I mean, an interesting nugget I found out earlier today actually is Schwartz, who is the
defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns,
and the former head coach of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, and wasn't he also an Eagle? Also,
he was DC for you guys too for a while.
Yeah,
Schwartz. Yeah.
Right.
I remember him and Jim Harbaugh almost got into a fight after a game a couple years ago. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I do remember.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Schwartz is a wild boy. Jim Schwartz's defenses are 8-1 career-wise against Shanahan offenses.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
And
when
you got
think
a beast
about
like Myles Garrett in the back.
Yes, and again, like Cleveland. I said this on Under Review. Like the investment guys. I mean the sports betting guys. They were riding hard, saying that we'll take the points. San Francisco. I'm like, Cleveland's defense right now, they've given up the fewest yards. Just yard in a pass crazy offensive NFL right now, Cleveland's defense is giving a lot of offenses problems right now, and the game's in Cleveland. And that's the thing with San Francisco. My brother, there was just a little bit of rain. Just a little slight hint of rain. For whatever reason, San Francisco, kind of like Miami, they in the cold, they just don't know what to do with themselves. Yeah. This is the same San Francisco team that lost to the Bears last year the rain. You feel me?
That's true. I remember that.
So with that being said, Cleveland beat up San Francisco yesterday. I watched the highlights because I missed the game, but they really get. And again, San Francisco had a chance to win. Purdy did a good job of leading them to the game-winning field goal until Moody missed it, the rookie. But you look at some of the throws Purdy was making. You look at some of the sacks and hits he was taking. Debo got beat up. McCaffrey got beat up. Trent Williams got beat up. Mind you, all 3 of those guys didn't finish the game except I think Trent Williams. He just gutted it out with like a high ankle sprain. Like this Cleveland made sure that listen, we ain't Dallas. We're not the Rams. We're not any of the other quote unquote teams that you guys have been running through. Like, you guys are gonna feel us today. They put it on them, and and Kittle didn't really do much, and Ayuk had some numbers here and there, but they gave it to San Francisco yesterday. So I don't know if they overlooked them. People might say that, but I wouldn't say that. I say Cleveland's defense is real. They drafted very well in all 3 areas of their defense. They're led by their defense, and they gave it to San Francisco. They won that game.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was even a little bit of chirping before the game started. I know that Debo Samuel and C.J. Gardner-Johnson were getting into it before kickoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're talking their ish right now.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah, it's just you know what it is though, is that that Cleveland Brown is on defense is low key scary.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on with the offense. Like Deshaun Watson is not the Deshaun Watson of late.
I don't think he's
He's definitely not
healthy.
worth that $200 million.
I don't think he's healthy.
he's not.
I don't. Twofold.
Well, he needs
I
a
don't-
massage. That's his problem.
Hey, yo, that's a savage. That's savage right there. I feel like Cam Rodden makes every time, bro.
He's trying to hit up Robert Kraft right now.
Oh wow, that's another savage. I swear, I feel like Cam Rodden makes every single time with the pause buttons.
Yeah,
Like, it is what it is. So it's like, but nah, like so, yeah. I mean, they put a lot of guaranteed money, so they can't even get out of it. But he's not healthy, and I think 2
Smell
weeks
of desperation.
But 2 weeks ago, he was medically cleared, and he basically just told Kevin Stefanski like, "Yo, I'm not feeling it. Like, so deactivate me."
My back hurts.
My back hurts. So I don't know, but yeah, their offense is the reason why they can't be like a championship contender.
Yeah.
But they could definitely get in the playoffs as a wild card and
Yeah,
get
they're not
somebody-
winning their division.
No. Like I still believe the Bengals are going to put it together. And
Absolutely.
Take the
And Baltimore's just weird this season, you know? Like,
their receivers just
like-
love
I
to
feel
drop
like
the
they're
ball.
yeah. Odell Beckham Jr. is washed.
He's washed.
Nah,
Yo,
I kind
he's
of saw that.
washed.
As soon as they picked him up, I was like, how much does he really have left in the tank?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't have a layoff and then come back as beastly as you were before. Like,
Nah.
And he hasn't been the same player ever since that ACL tear in the Super Bowl.
That's his second ACL tear.
Yes,
You know
in
what
the
I'm
same
saying?
leg, right?
Yes.
In the same
Yes.
leg. So, yeah, that burst that he had earlier in his career, that's gone at this point.
Joey Porter locked him up and was talking crazy to him in Pittsburgh last week. He was like, "Yo," he said, "Go home and be a family man." Yo, that's two savages. Yo, Mars just saving that.
Savage.
Marvelous on the boards, man.
Love Marv.
Golly.
The king of podcasts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes.
Marvelous.
Drop God.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so the Jets are on a bye, so I won't do my picks for the Jets this week, but well, right now the Cowboys are going off right now. But who do you guys play after that? You play?
I think we have our bye.
You have your bye after that.
I believe so, yeah. And it's much needed because.
And I wish I could ask you your prediction for this game, but you don't even want to watch it right now.
I can't. I don't want to watch. Please don't look at the scores. If you saw the scores, don't say nothing, please.
All right,
Please.
well.
I muted everything.
All right, so we'll save it for next week. But all right, so since you're here, Joel, I mean, what do you give your prediction for this upcoming game against the Miami Dolphins?
I think we'll all predict on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I still want to rock with my Eagles, obviously. You know? I think
Y'all
it'll
at
be a
home,
close
right?
game.
Y'all at home, right?
I believe so, yeah. And I think it's going to be a close game. I think
It has to be at home. I feel like Miami's
been.
been playing in Miami all
Yeah, they've had a lot of home games to start the
Yeah.
season, like a lot.
But I also feel like they haven't really, like I said, they haven't really been tested. I mean, you played
they
the
haven't.
Giants, you played the Broncos, you played
The Patriots.
You know, I feel like they haven't really been tested, and I feel like the Eagles are going to come back. If Jalen Hurts and the boys don't show up, that defense definitely will. I definitely think it will.
Yeah, and with Carter coming back possibly and Darius Slay, I think it'll boost up your
Exactly.
your
And
roster.
and Fletcher, Jordan, Jalen, like Carter, they're all going to come out.
And I
ready.
think that Jalen is actually going to bounce back because I know that he is motivated after a loss like this. Not just the first loss of the season, but the way they lost. I think he's going to be motivated and come back and be the same old Jalen Hurts of the Super Bowl because that was elite. That was elite right there. You guys didn't win, but he had a monster performance.
He outplayed Mahomes in that game. I mean, Mahomes went off in the second half.
was that fumble,
but
bro.
yeah,
that fumble.
Yeah, which is another problem with officiating, but we won't even go there because
yeah,
that'll be another
We're
hour.
gonna stay away from refs. We're gonna devote an episode to refs one day.
Yes.
but we're gonna stay away from refs. So what, you got a score?
I want to say 24-25, 24-27.
24-27, all right, yeah.
24-27.
I got y'all 24-21. You know, I don't think it'll be in the. It might get to the 30s, but the fact that you guys are home and coming off a loss, I think you guys are motivated, and I don't trust their defense. Number one, I still don't. All year I haven't trusted their defense, and also their offensive line. From time to time, like you can get to Tua. They don't have like the freaking Great Wall like blocking for Tua this year or whatever. So I got you guys 24-21. For sure.
Yeah, and that's a Sunday night game too.
Yeah, under the lights.
Prime time.
Yeah, and it's at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Sorry. For me, I like I said, I think there's going to be a bounce back. I think that Jalen Hurts is going to continue to do Jalen Hurts things. The tush push is definitely going to be in effect.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The brotherly shove.
Excuse me. The Commanders. Excuse me if I say.
What a disaster! Shout out to Joe B. We love you, dog. Gotta get you on here, bro.
And shout out to Fireman Ed. I loved you guys at the Hackensack Brewing Company, live podcast. Love everybody there. Go Jets. But yeah, no, as going back to the Eagles and the Dolphins, I think the Eagles are going to bounce back. They're going to be home. They're going to be motivated after a loss like this. And like you made a great point that I don't think the Dolphins have been battle tested, and I think this is going to be a really big test for them. They're going to force Tua to throw more because, Miami can't run the ball, and Eagles still have the number one run defense in the league. So I think that Tua is going to be very limited. I don't think that they're going to give him a lot of time to run and make plays with his legs. The home crowd is going to be a huge advantage. So with my score, in prime time also, and that's another thing. I don't think the Dolphins have been tested in prime time either this season either.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's always been 1 o'clock games for them. That's where they thrive.
Not like the Broncos. I feel like the Broncos are always prime time.
Yeah, because of Russ.
Yeah.
We talked about that. That divorce is coming.
Yeah.
That
It's
divorce
long
is coming.
overdue.
It's coming.
He's got to serve his papers right now.
Yeah.
But as far as my prediction, I'm gonna go Eagles 27, Dolphins 20.
All right.
That's gonna be my prediction. Yeah. All right. So we got a little bit of time left. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for none other than.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's about that time.
Clown of the week, and we're gonna start it off with Joel. Take it off, homie. Guess gets the first shot. So yeah, who is your clown of the week?
Oh, I like the privilege, man. I'm gonna say. I know you guys said not to talk about referees, but John Hussey, man.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, did I steal him from somebody? I'm sorry, but like,
let's get a trash in there.
yo, there was this one face mask that was called on the opposing team. I think it was they called it on the Browns, but he was being dragged for like 10 yards, man. I was like, and they had to have like a 3 to 4 minute review just to be able to overturn it. It was crazy, man. I couldn't. I was looking at I was watching the game and I was just like,
Drop God. Give me 2 marvelous. Marvelous one. Drop God, bro.
Yeah, so I definitely have to give that to John Hussey, man. And after what the Eagles went through in the Super Bowl and all these bad calls, I'm watching officiating.
A lot of trauma.
Closer,
You feel
a lot of trauma. Man.
He's
I start getting the cold sweats and stuff. Man, I can't do that, bro.
He's your Angel Hernandez. That's who he is.
Good call.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, so that's my clown.
All right. And now, you goes. There we go.
My clown of the week, he's going to be a repeat offender. Matter of fact, he's a Hall of Famer. I inducted him into a Hall of Fame with his fellow clown Hall of Famer, Stephen A. Smith.
I knew it. I knew you were going here.
My clown of the week for sure, Shady McCoy. I'm sorry. All right, bro. I know he's a former Eagle, but once I heard you were coming, I was like, you know what? He's been overdue. He gets on Speak. Where's my camera? He's been on Speak talking foolishness for like over almost going on 3 years now. And this dude, so every time the Eagles win, this clown, this bozo over here, he gets a big ass Eagles flag and just waves it like y'all just won 5 straight Super Bowls. And I'm just like, bro, come on, man. And mind you, yeah, that's a bruh. But and mind you, so when I mentioned the Keep That Same Energy, that's gonna be a segment, by the way. The Keep That Same Energy segment, he has been talking about Dak pick. He never talks about Jalen Hurts' interceptions. Never talks about Jalen Hurts' interceptions. So y'all took an L. And, it was to him. So be mad at him. Don't be mad at me. All right? The Eagles took an L, and Jalen Hurts threw 3 interceptions. So, Shady, you're a clown. You're always going to be a clown. With your red nose, your green hair, and the big red shoes, you're a clown Hall of Famer. You're a clown, bruh.
Savage.
Why so serious?
Jeez, I felt that like right here, bro. That was extremely personal. But I have to ask you before you go.
Yeah. Go for it.
So who would you pick then over Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott?
Right now, Jalen is playing. Actually, based on interceptions, Dak is playing better than him.
I'm talking about overall, like
overall. Jalen has showed in the playoffs that he showed up in the playoffs. Yeah. So I got to give it to him.
Well, you got to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to make it to the playoffs. Dak's made it to the playoffs several times. But what I'm saying is, you can always circle like 2 or 3. You can circle easily 2 games. The San Francisco games. That's the benchmark right there. Jalen's beating the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. Something Dak just can't do right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So right now, just based off the playoffs, I would take Jalen off of that, off of just pure ability and just body of work. I'd take Dak. But playoffs. Just speaking directly about the playoffs. I'd take Jalen.
Yeah, Dak is a staff stuffer.
Yeah. So for sure. He's been waiting on, Sunday night. Where's my camera real quick? I got it real quick. Like, you know how, I've been waiting all day for Sunday night? This dude has been waiting all week for Clown of the Week. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned before...
Drop God!
Yeah.
Drop God!
As I mentioned before, I got to give a lot of credit to Robert Saleh, the head coach of the New York Jets. I'll even give credit to Zach Wilson. Definitely got to give credit to the coaching staff and that defense. But one person that I will not give credit to as far as my beloved Jets team is the one that actually signs the checks. Woody Johnson.
Wow.
Woody Johnson. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you are trying, you are right at the moment, you are now the definition of trying too hard, bro. Just because Sauce Gardner's now your cornerback, and now you got Aaron Rodgers, and now Sexy Red is coming into the in the stadium, and now you got the Woody chain, and thinking you're all hard and cool, and you down with the cause, and bruh, you're trying too hard. We don't respect you as an owner. We don't respect the jewelry. You're trying too hard, man. Try to put a better product on the field, and most importantly, get us our own damn stadium. We have everything. We got the fan base. We got the coach. We got the GM. We got a questionable quarterback. But whatever we have the most elite quarterback in the world. We have the greatest defense in the world. We have the best coach, but we don't have our own stadium. We had to share with the Mets. We're sharing with the Giants. We don't have our own stadium. We don't have a place to call home. Get us our damn stadium. Stop being a clown.
It's my favorite part of the show. Tell us how you really feel, Jay. Tell us how you really feel.
Anyways, that is my clown of the week. Thank you very much. I needed to get that off my chest.
We know this, man.
We know, man. So we do the hero and then we sign off?
Yeah. I mean,
right,
real quick for me, my hero is Steve Smith Sr.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think that he needed to tell it like it is. Yes, he needed to tell it like it is with Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, I just thought he was being a punk. You have no legs to stand on, especially with the trash team that you're on. You got a trash quarterback. You got a very questionable head coach, especially after he was running his mouth talking about how the Jets are the offseason winners and throwing Nathaniel Hackett off the bus, and then we put that whooping on you. And then afterwards, the nail in the coffin, we had Steve Smith Jr., who I think is a Hall of Famer. He's a legend and everything. Agreed. He's an ultimate savage in the media.
Yeah, big facts there.
That's going to be my hero of the week, Stephen Smith Sr.
My hero of the week is the entire Jets team and organization.
Except Woody Johnson.
Appreciate the win. Listen. I'm trying to keep hope alive that we can catch these guys for the division. I looked at our schedule. I looked at their schedule. I think you guys, as currently constructed, we still got to play each other twice. Yeah. And you guys got to play San Francisco. And everybody's got to play all the playoff teams, like Detroit and so forth and so on. So, appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I texted you. And shout out to Mongo, too. Shout out to Mongo. You're always my hero, bro. Always.
Yeah. We're on a mission from God.
Yeah, my other blues brother.
My hero would be Shady McCoy, because if you can still piss off a Cowboys fan like this, bro, you're still doing your job. If you can still aggravate Cowboys fans like this, so
I love it, bro. That's a good one. That's a good one. You can pause that one. I like that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for BTV Sports. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our guest, Joel Frometa, for coming through. Anybody want to give a shout out to before I close out?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to everybody in Knights.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody on the Knights program. Cool show. Eileen, Marcella, who I'm going to be working on a short film, and then everybody who I've had the pleasure of working with. Sorry you caught me off guard with that.
No, it's okay, man. I'm glad that I was able to get you on first class, second place, and I'm thankful that you were here as well, man. I already told you a million times, bro. You're my brother.
Oh
Really
yeah,
appreciate
thank
it,
you, man.
man.
And I appreciate you guys having me here, man. Of
course, man, of
He told me
course.
about this the first time. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to come here.
Oh yeah. No.
You should check out that episode of First Class, Second Place. When I told him you were a Cowboy fan, he was like, "Bring it,
Yeah.
bring it."
You're way more calmer than most Cowboys fans. I'm not gonna lie.
2007.
A lot
of losses.
A lot.
Playoff losses
You were humbled a long time ago? Oh, okay.
Yeah. My quick shout out, of course. Shout out to Chris Abalo.
Yes.
And the entire crew and everybody that made the out possible. Smodcastle Cinema. Shout out to Kevin Smith.
Yes.
For hosting us. Shout out to Ernie. Just big love to my first like film that I was in. All my people came through. Jason came through. It was an amazing night over at Smodcastle.
My co-host is a star, y'all. A star, baby.
Yes.
Seeing that beautiful face on the screen, I'm so proud of you, brother.
In 4K. In 4K. But yes, the out coming soon to all digital platforms. But yeah, Chris, love you,
awesome,
dog.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
And real quick, shout out to Marv as always. Thank you for welcoming us to the Bravery family. Can't do this without you, man. Shout out to my mom and my sister who are coming to the premiere, coming from Florida to check out Nights. Can't wait to see y'all and can't wait to share it with everybody. And follow me at Jason Enrique _ on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, all the social media. Don't forget to like, subscribe at Jason Enrique on YouTube for First Class, Second Place.
Yeah. So
Your socials?
of course, You Go Boy 88 on everything. You Go Boy Media, 2 channels. Remember, I'm gonna get 2 signs. Just hold them up all the time. You Go Boy 88. That's where all the music is, all the music videos. You Go Boy Media, the full library of the podcast. And we got a new episode we're actually filming this week with who else? Chris Abalo.
Hey.
On Friday, we're gonna be recapping the out and talking about some future projects that both of us are going to be involved with in the coming months. So that's going to be epic, legendary, all that good stuff. So
You go, boy.
Yahtzee, all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
And where can they find you on social media, real quick, Joe?
You can find me on Instagram on I am Frometa. And you can also find me on TikTok if you guys TikTok on self_made_fade.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another edition of Yo BTV Sports. We are out.
Peace.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say who's on the beat, cause you should know that by now. Check it. Hey yo, music's on my mind, like my 59, 50, I ain't lying. Check it. Yo, this ain't a fitted song, this a get with it song.
Yo, what up?